Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We are today inside one of the finest race cars, road cars ever made to man, the R34 GTR Turbo from Nissan. It is an absolute monster. This isn't just any special R34 GTR Nissan. This is an engine swap with the engine from the C92. This is an absolute monster. We tried it at Sardinia. And if you were happy with it there, you're going to be happy with it now. It's the V-Spec 2 NER. If that's how you say it, I've been told off originally for not pronouncing a car model correctly by... Is it an umlaut over the top of the U? That's where we don't have one in English, so I don't know whether that's NER or NOR. You will correct me, I'm absolutely sure of that. However, it's an absolute animal. Let's go and see what it brings to the track. So, PP target of 700 at the World Touring Car for Le Mans. 701 brake horsepower. The PP comes in at 699.07. We're going racing hard tyres. So, fully customizable suspension, nothing changed. Fully customizable diff. As it is a four-wheel drive car, we're going to leave everything the same. Downforce is always tuned to meet the PP target. So front splitter side skirts, no rear valance, but we do have a rear wing high with 20 M plates. Downforce on the front 164, downforce on the rear 345. 71 on the ECU adjustment. So I've restricted the ECU power, and then we've given it 100% of the power coming through from the ECU. You could play around with the balance of the downforce to get that little bit closer, but that's where we were happy with. Fully customizable racing transmission set to 410, so we can do a bit of fuel saving if needed. This thing's going to be economic anyway. Medium RPM turbo. Racing silent comes diff with the car, some comes default. Brake system racing slotted discs and brake pads at racing. Brake controller installed. Racing clutch and flywheel. We haven't installed the prop shaft, but we've got increased body rigidity. No engine mods and no weight reductions. Let's get to the track. We've already purchased the race tyres. Hopefully there won't be any rain today. Let's take a look. We're not seeing anything on the radar. Well, there is some grey patches. Maybe that's cloud. We don't know what's incoming. We've still got that large patch from the right hand side that we saw in previous videos, but that seems to not be working correctly, so let's move on. Settings will be assist, traction control 1, default ABS, ASM on and counter steer assistance on strong. Controller settings 5 on the controller steering sensitivity, force feedback max torque 5, force feedback sensitivity 6. We are using a G29, so let's get stuck into the race. Here we go then, folks. Fuel map 1. We're going to charge this to the end. We're aiming for a 1 stop. We've just got to gamble on the weather at this point. A 1 stop's going to be tremendously difficult. We're going to have to get the right rainfall, the right rain pattern. We're going to have to nip between the rain at the right times. Not making particularly good progress at this point, but being blocked a bit by traffic. Whoa, chihuahua, that's a dent to the left side of the car. We're going to charge away down here now. Up into 13th place, 12th, 11th, 10th, looking for 9th before the corner. This R92 engine is C92, isn't it? But it's the most epic beast that there is. It sounds great. It revs all the way through the rev range. 7 and 3/4 thousand RPM. Fuel targeting 4 laps, which will be wonderful if we can do the 4. Then it gives us a 3 lap on the second stint. Potentially though, we're on a 3-stop, we're on 2-stop with a 3-lap, 3-lap, 2-lap. That's where I think we're going to be. I think trying to plan for anything else with the rain the way it is a real nightmare. Nicely massed Mr. Mendoza in for 7th. Past Mr. Kawakami. Tyre wear looks to be fairly even. The sun looks to be out. We're charging on 6 seconds back. Don't know what the rain is going to do today. As we've said a number of times, it is pretty much suck it and see. In this car, this bend is horrendous. You never know where you're going to put the car, and as he leaned on me, I'm going to lean on him. He's going to attempt to do the same again, but we've got more grip and power, so he's not going to get anywhere near that. Up into 4th. All 3 of the lead cars in front of us. One thing about this car, the way we've got it geared and upgraded, it's not overly fast. It's very powerful, but it hasn't really got the legs in a straight line on the rest of the field. It can have, but the way we're aiming to pan this car out with a bit of a drift out of the final corner across the line. .9 laps of fuel, so it looks like we could potentially get 5 laps out of this beast. Let's go to the rain radar and see. Rain's coming in from the bottom right there, we can see. That's going to be with us before the end of this lap. So we've got to make a choice. Are we going to lap 3 unaffected? Are we going to pit in and change tyres? That's the only choices we've got to make at this point, and there looks like to be heavy rain behind that cloud bank. Look at it, there's a long streak of rain behind there. So we've got to get the charge on. 2.4 seconds ahead of Mr. Portilla. We know we've got to get into those pits and potentially change tyres. Look at that bank, it's heavy blue. Behind that there's going to be colour. And behind that colour could be green. There is green in there, we're seeing it. The fastest way to run this race is without rain, without pitting, but this looks to be quite a strong band of rain coming in. Make our way to the pits as quickly as we possibly can. It is absolutely immense. When you get it on song and you get it on point, it'll turn in, it'll go through the apex, you bury the throttle, it absolutely flies. Just run through the settings and make sure we got everything. Torque distribution 75-25. That's taking the pain off the front. We've got traction control on 1. Yeah, it's doing what it needs to do. That rain band is looking like it's going to hit us just as we go to the pit, which would be awesome, but we'll need full wet tyres afterwards. I just don't know where we're going to go with it. Don't know what decision to make just yet. We're 10 seconds in the lead. We didn't stop. We didn't stop. Was that the right decision to make? I powered through that final chicane without stopping. To me, there isn't enough rain on the radar there to make the stop. I made that subconsciously. A 4:01.908. That is our fastest lap. The rain is coming though, but it's only going to be a short blast. Oh, we might have got a penalty just there. Nipping over the white line. Yeah, just the 1 second. We'll manage that. Tyres have took a bit of a hammering, but that's going to back off. So now we're 13 seconds ahead, and they've come as well, so they've not pitted either. That doesn't mean to say we've made the right decision. We're just going to manage everything for heavy rain. So that's traction control to 5, fuel map to 6, just to reduce the torque through the wheels. And then we're going to manage the weather. We know it's going to be wet. We just need the rain to back off just a bit to keep it dry. We're not going to change tyres though, so there isn't really much need to pit at this point and let it just really hammers down, and that water goes up above that second line. The inters are so useless here. They only last 1 lap. You can get them to lap 2 laps if it's raining heavy. We're going to have a little bit of a splash down here, but after that, the back end of the rain doesn't seem to be that immense. Let's just slow down steadily for this corner. Braking in, turn in, beautiful. Just lost a little bit of lead there, but we're doing okay. The car behind us is just rounding the corner, and they've just braked into there a little bit heavy. So we made a second on them, so whatever we lost we gained. So we got plenty of fuel at this point. Just keep it turning into the corner. We're going to lose a second here, but we're going to try and do 4 laps. We're going to get a bit of a splashdown again. Try and get this turned in early. Don't want to go sliding out to the left into that big gravel trap. And that's the first twitch we've had on the wheels. Helicopter's still flying, so the rain isn't that tremendous. We're good for another lap, I think. Almost 14 seconds in the lead. The car didn't want to turn left then, and it wanted to tweak with a bit of throttle. There we are. Some light, low scattered cloud. We could have come close to a penalty again there. Go for another lap. She's sliding everywhere, but we're doing what we can. 15 seconds in the lead. Now they are going to be pit stopping. A little bit of a run wide there. Didn't want to turn with my foot on the brake or off the brake. Oh, we got penalties again. That's just unfriendly. Really quite wet, isn't it? Bit of dirt on the tyres as well doesn't help. Question is are they going to change tyres as we negotiate the wet bit? It's not that wet, but I don't know what tyres they took, and I think I can see end of the rain down there. So if we've got through the difficult patch and then we're going to break through into a patch of clear air with no rain, then we can make a dash in for pits, new tyres, make sure we've got 3 laps of fuel. Did you feel it tweak just then? Oh my. But then we're on for 3 laps, a straight run to the finish. .50-second lead, which I believe that's bigger than the gap on the screen there. I don't think it's 50, I think that's more like 24. But it's gone out to 50, I don't know what it's trying to tell us. Whether that's 50 in these conditions, I don't know. In these conditions, those tyres are going to last all the way to the end of lap 7. But I think it's going to, I think it's going to dry out. Look at the rain radar now. .51 seconds in the lead. What are we like for fuel? 2.7 laps. Tyres are okay for these conditions. Don't know what to do. I'm in an R-in. We'll give up this penalty time. We've got TC on 5. And we're pushing on lap 4, so we're just coming out of the rain band. Is that rain band going to break, or is it going to be more rain coming? Do we know? Do we feel it? Do we see it? What information can we glean? Again, I'm not really keen on pitting just yet. I think the car's got another lap. 53 seconds in the lead. We could sacrifice 30 seconds to go faster, but is there any point? We've got 12.5 minutes to go. We could be aiming to go much quicker, but we're managing the race appropriately. "50 seconds in the lead." Now, last time we came round here, it was a little bit tricky. Feels like it's raining, but now the clouds are sort of swirling about a bit. The track is drying out. This has probably got to be the last lap then. Then we've got to go in and take fuel. That'll be a penalty. Just frustrating as I tried to get my toe down a little bit further. Let's take the traction control up. We don't need that now. The track is back to us. Fuel map back to 1. Let's try and run this to the end then. We're going to go in and pit. Going to brake early, just while it's still wet. It's all about weather management, tyre management, fuel management, management this, management everything. Keep the car moving, you can get it to the end. Again, I don't know whether I'm making the right decision, because that 50 seconds is a massive gap if you're not making mistakes. You can maintain that. A 4:01 is a decent outlap, and we've done a 4:41 and a 4:48. I've never won this race in 6 laps. So with that being the case, you've always got to go to the 7th. 4.7's a 28. But I'll never get another 3 laps done, 5, 6 and 7, without pit stopping. There's more rain bottom right hand corner, so our prediction was right. We just don't know what it's going to bring. We could have potentially just coasted it up, but we're going to be much faster than that now. Oh, it's never easy. Again, we've got 55 seconds on the cars behind us, just at a position that we can work on making the right decision. That's what we need to do. That's an incredibly thin band of rain. Is that just there to scare us? Or is that harbouring criminal weather? 57 seconds in the lead on lap 5. 9 minutes to go. Oh, we got a bit of a tweak there. There's no rain here, so we're going to go into the pits this time round. Are we? No, we're not. We're going to carry on for another lap. We're going to see what that brings. We've got 1.5 laps of fuel. 8 minutes 10 is 2 laps. There is a little bit of rain in the air, but it's nothing to disturb us with. Might mean we miss an apex. We've got plenty of fuel. This band of cloudy stroke light rain isn't going to give us any real worries, I don't think. Just take the pit at the end of here, take 1 lap of fuel, take a brand new set of tyres. We won't be able to set any lap records, but we're just going to take it for the victory. It'll be a 1 stop as we wanted. Got some rain forming in this little cloud bank. I don't think it's going to cause any drama. Somebody's on IMs there after the original rain. Helicopter's out, so there's no major drama. Just 1 second down, but we're on a lap in, so we're on the in lap, so we're not going to shed any time to anybody. The guys behind us are also going to pit, so that 1 minute victory margin there is there for us as our safety net as we go clattering through those bollards. Gonna get a little bit of rainfall, but then it looks like we're on to a lovely evening. One minute 10 in the lead over Mr. Portilla. How'd you work this out? Every race I've done, the rain has been different. With no knowledge whatsoever, it's just about managing that extra dimension. Absolute stonking car. I've got no complaints about this thing. Maybe needs a bit of front downforce, that's all, but that's all in the tune. Here we go, into the pits. Fuel at 0.3, 1 minute 16 in the lead. We just made the pit lane entrance. We're going to take the hard. No, we don't need tyres. We're not going to change, we're just going to take fuel. 4:02 remaining, so we're going to come in a sub 1 minute extra, so a 31 would be too much, I think. It looks like the rest of the crews are ready to receive their teams, but we'll be in and gone before they're even remotely close to stopping. The guys are all waiting for tyres, but they're not going to fit them. We're just going to take the fuel up to 1.35. We took 1.5 and we're away. A little bit damp in the pit lane exit, but we'll manage. Oh, we'll manage that, he says, and probably gets us a penalty for cutting that line. Even though it was wet, and the race scrutineers won't really care about our excuses. We could have actually no-stopped this race, I'd say. If we'd have managed the fuel and just gone with it, not really thought about it, we could have managed it. No-stopped. 1 minute 20 seconds in the lead. No drama. And that tells the message of what this car's about. This was requested by a viewer. He actually requested that we do it wide body, but I'm not overly impressed at wide bodying a car because we've spent 1.6 million credits on just doing the engine swap, and wide bodying makes the car so permanently fixed on wide body that the PP changes are just sometimes too much for the car when you're trying to compete at a lower PP. So one of the feedback comments was the car is so much more stable. I'm going to tell you, this car without the wide body is already quite stable. If you're looking for it to be more stable, well, it'll probably be so stable it's got horses in. But not detrimental to the request at all. This is still an absolutely immense car. Fuel economy, tyre preservation, the ability to put in quick laps. Look, a 401.901 is the quickest car, I believe, of any car we've brought to the grind. But we've got some, it is an engine swap as well, so if you're watching this thinking how do you get the engine swap, there's only 2 or 3 ways you can get a ticket. Level 50 will allow you to just go and engine swap the car for a cost of credits. You don't need a ticket. If you can win a daily race ticket or win a ticket from completing a menu book, that's where you need to be. And then you'll find those in your own garage, those tickets that you collect. That's where you go to the engine swap under the special parts menu. But as we roll this round, coming in, we've got 44 seconds left on the clock, and I can tell you we won't get to the line before those 44 seconds are up, so we won't go into the 8th lap. But this car is well capable of going to the 8th lap, really capable. But we've got plenty of fuel, no more rain is coming. 0.6 of a lap, we timed that beautifully. But if you don't own this car, this is an icon of the game. This is one of those cars that you should put in your collection. As my wireless controller decides that it's going to tell me it needs more battery, we'll put them on charge in a moment, won't we? So there's the time lit up, 1 minute 20 seconds in advance of the next position. That's Mr. Portilla in second place. We've absolutely nailed the field in this car, which we were never in doubt of, and we've done the requested 1 stop. We've done 1 stops, 2 stops, 3 stops. We've also done a 5 stop. And there we have it, folks. The Le Mans victory in the R34 GTR Nismo Nissan C92 engine swap, Spec 2, longest title car in the game, but it's absolutely epic. It deserves everything we talk about it. So 30 seconds on time, inside my predicted time of 31. We'll get just 2 races inside an hour and a minute. Fastest lap of the race went to us, and we finished 3 minutes 44 ahead of the final car, Mr. Lopez, and 1 minute 31 ahead of Mr. Portilla. Absolutely epic car. If you don't own it, go get it. Full race win, taking us over the 20 million, over 200 miles for the day. And with that, folks, I'd just like to say thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for the suggestions. If you've got any suggestions, please make them in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one. All the best. Take care. Bye for now.